Hola, estructuras, oraciones negativas e interrogativas. So, negative sentences. To make a sentence negative, all you do is you put no in front of the verb. So, Juan no trabaja hoy is how you would say Juan doesn't work today. Pretty simple. To answer a question negatively, so you've been asked a yes or no question, you're going to put a no at the beginning of the response and then another before the verb. So for example, the question, ¿Estudias inglés? Do you study English? If you say yes, I study English, it's just simply sí, estudio inglés. If you want to say no, you need to say no twice when you're asked a yes or no question. No, no estudio inglés. And I usually try to have people correlate the first no with the word no in English. The second no is the expression of don't. No, I don't. No, no estudio inglés. Interrogatives, questions. So when you have a yes or no question, you can actually ask it in three different ways. You can just make the sentence normally and put question marks around it. So for example, we take the sentence, José estudia el jueves. Okay, when I just say it like that, that just means José studies on Thursday. But if we put question marks around it and then we use intonation, it's going to sound like a question and it will be a question. So, José estudia el jueves? Does José study on Thursday? We could put the subject right after the verb. So, estudia José el jueves? Or we could put the subject at the very end of the sentence. Estudia el jueves José? All three of these work. So that first one, it's just a matter of intonation. The second one, you put the subject right after the verb. And then the third is subject at the end of the question. And please make sure that you note the upside down question marks when writing. You can ask a question by adding a tag, such as no or verdad, right, to the end of a statement. So, ustedes son estadounidenses, ¿verdad? Y'all are United Statesians, or from the United States, right? So you make the statement, then you say right or no. When using an interrogative word, donde, que, cuando, there's several of those we're learning, put the subject after the verb. Okay, so whereas before up top we had more than one option with the yes or no questions, when we're using an interrogative word, who, what, when, where, why, how, in Spanish, you need to put the subject after the verb, such as it is here. ¿Qué estudian ustedes? What do y'all study? All right, we're going to do a little bit of practice. These first three are going to be yes-no questions, so there are three possible ways to write them. 4 and 5, you can see, have an interrogative, so there should only be probably one way for those. So go ahead and push pause, attempt to write out all of these questions or say them, and then come back to it again, and I'm about ready to give the answers right now. So here we go. ¿Tú hablar inglés? So the question we want to ask is, do you speak English? Here are your three ways of doing that. ¿Tú hablas inglés? The important thing is you have question marks around that. Or, ¿hablas tú inglés? Or, ¿hablas inglés tú? El número 2, tú trabajar en un restaurante. So, do you work in a restaurant? Here are your three choices. ¿Tú trabajas en un restaurante? With question marks. And in fact, both on number 1 and 2, you don't even have to have the subject if you don't want to, because remember, within the conjugation of hablas and trabajas, we know that the subject is tú. But sometimes we need it for emphasis. Another possibility for number 2 is ¿trabajas tú en un restaurante? And the third possibility is ¿trabajas en un restaurante tú? Número 3. The students in class study A lot. So we're going to ask, do the students in class study a lot? ¿Los estudiantes en la clase estudian mucho? Or estudian los estudiantes en la clase mucho? That was the verb first, then the subject. Or estudian mucho los estudiantes en la clase? All right, on 4, cuando means when. Ser is to be. La clase de español is Spanish class. So when is Spanish class? ¿Cuándo es la clase de español? So it goes interrogative, verb, subject. ¿Qué, what, estudiar, study, ustedes, y'all? So what do y'all study? ¿Qué estudian ustedes? Muy bien, hasta luego.